and then they do whatever it is that they do when they're merged into a singular being, and then they, do the thing.
Welcome to Eligible Monsters Discussion Series.
Oh, hold on.
Rob in a plastic man costume.
I'm even seeing
No,
it already.
no, dude, do not turn that off. Do not turn that off.
Rob,
Dan, I instruct you not to turn that. I instruct you to put it back.
It's fine. I got it right here, Rob. We're good. So, for you guys who don't know, Rob is easily distracted.
There was like a second or two.
Rob is easily distracted, which is why, as you may know from our episodes involving Gary, so it's been decided Rob cannot see the chat during the recordings.
Sorry, Rob.
I'm gonna go put the chat back up.
The funny thing is, Rob agrees.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but I still want to be able to see the chat.
Okay, here's an idea. We'll just
because I know there's a problem doesn't mean I want to fix the problem. I just know there's a problem.
We'll just put the chat near the camera so that you're always looking at the camera.
That's not a bad idea.
Staring at the camera all the time.
Welcome to, there's the hat, Eligible Monsters Discussion Series.
Yes.
Now streamed live every Thursday morning over on Twitch.
Yeah.
Today we have
here on Twitch. We're on Twitch right now.
Right, but this is for the YouTube people, right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
This does get posted elsewhere.
That's true.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Top Hat Rob is here joining me today. He wasn't
Top Hat
here.
Rob.
So he wasn't here last week.
Dude, I love that name.
Top Hat Rob.
Yeah.
Backwards.
You have it backwards.
There's a giant seam in it.
Oh. It kind of feels the same, but
That sounds weird when you say there's a seam.
And Nathalie's ear infection has gotten so bad she now has a hole in her ear. So because of that, we've brought in Danica.
Danica.
You're our token
There's
female.
a race car driver called Danica.
Yeah,
Danica
you're our
Patrick.
token female.
She's kind of hot. She's a little crazy, but she's kind of hot.
This is me being Danica.
Okay, anyway.
Wow.
Today's chat is actually going to be a game between the two individuals here. And I want everyone in the chat to let me know who is the winner at the end.
Oh, dude. Okay. So, check this out. So I was reading Megatron, like All Hail Megatron yesterday. No, hold on.
Talked about the comic on the comic podcast.
No, I was reading All Hail Megatron yesterday, and there's this hilarious moment where like one of the guys is like CIA. And he's like, I can't tell you because of like CIA confidentiality. So like one of the guys is like, well, hey, we're gonna play a game. And the game is called, like, my sergeant's going to smash your teeth in the next time that you say, like, CIA intelligence. He was like, he's really good at it.
He's really good.
It's hilarious, dude. Dude, that story, dude, it's so good. Dude, it's like, okay, so, no, like, Megatron invades Earth and, like, conquers it.
Right.
It's so beast. And, like,
This
the
is
audio
the most wildest tangent for our discussion.
I'm just saying.
I'm excited about it.
But let's save it for the comic podcast.
Okay, we'll save it for, I'm excited about it.
Okay, I'll even open the
exciting.
comic podcast by Rob would like to tell you about Optimus Prime and Megatron.
It's really good.
Okay, but today's game is gonna be, I want everyone in the YouTube comments to let me know who the winner is at the end, who has the best answers, okay? Okay, so we're gonna ask according to IGN's list, these stupid video game questions we'll never have answers to.
Well, after today, we're going to have answers.
Yeah, we'll have
Don't
answers.
worry.
We will be on a list website. We will be on Screen Rant.
All right, so question number 1. I'll start with Rob, so you have time to think about your answer, and then it's going to flip, so Dan has to be the immediate answer.
Okay.
Rob, how does Mario shoot fire underwater?
What?
How does Mario shoot fireballs underwater?
And we have to do an immediate answer?
See here?
We have to do an
Yep, see
immediate...
that? There's your picture to remember it. Remember that when you were a kid? Remember that?
Okay. All right. My mind goes to weird places with immediate answers.
That's why this is a good episode.
Okay, I would say Mario is actually a wizard. All right? And here's why. So Mario's a plumber. Okay? And Mario had jobs at Hogwarts.
What?
All right. Now, while Mario was working at Hogwarts, what he was also doing was like listening in on the classes. So he was listening about how like the spells work and stuff.
Okay.
All right. And then one day Mario gets a job to fix like the toilets at Ollivander's. So he's like, dude, this is where all the kids get all the wands from. So like, I need a wand.
Okay.
So like, he's like, okay, Ollivander, like everything's, I'm going to go ahead and start fixing, start working on this. You can go ahead and do whatever you need to do. So like, Ollivander's old. So like, he lays down and takes a nap because that's what old people do. Like they take naps. And so Mario goes, this is the best story ever.
This is awesome.
So Mario goes, like while Ollivander's sleeping, and like, he just Jimmy rigs the thing. He's just like, whatever, man. Like the guy's been putting food down the drain or something like that. I don't know. But like fixes it really fast and then like starts going through Hogwarts. Or not Hogwarts, goes through Ollivander's and like starts messing with the wands. And finally finds one. 10 3/4 inch dragon heartstring. All right.
Okay.
And like he has a wand now. Okay. But he only ever like uses the wand when he's in the water because it's the only time he needs to. But he can make fireballs while he's underwater.
So the reason it goes up here is it's a wand. We just don't see it. He's like, wah!
Yeah,
Wah!
that's exactly it. Yeah, it's Harry Potter magic.
All right, Dan. Why does Mario shoot fireballs underwater?
I'm gonna try and go complete opposite and have some sort of scientific reason for mine. It's because when he creates the heat somehow stores some sort of air beneath it so that it creates this invisible bubble of air that's constantly generating the heat, allowing it to be a fireball, but it's a thin enough layer creating that bubble that you can't actually see it.
Like
it
that.
pops when it hits an enemy, and that's when the fire hits them and they get attacked by it.
I like that. It's a fireball in a bubble.
Yep.
I like that.
I like
Okay.
that. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Because he goes like this, throws
Yeah.
from his mouth,
Right,
breathes
right.
the air to put the bubble around the fire.
Yeah.
Okay. All
Now,
right.
now the question is, why does he do that? I mean, probably because
Because
Mario.
he's taking shrooms all the time.
He's taking shrooms. That's exactly it, man. The power of mushrooms.
All right, so we're going to skip a couple of these other ones because they're pictures. We're going to go to number 10 on this list now.
Okay.
Trust me, if we did all 13, we would be here for 4 hours as Rob links everything to Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Why, Dan, why doesn't the boss send 1,000 enemies at once instead of one at a time?
Well, because there's a corridor that they've got to run through. And if they just sent all of them at the same time, you'd never have any enemies because they would all just start clogging and none of them would be able to run through. So they had to make it organized. And I mean, it's also like a punishment thing where it's like, oh, you forgot to scrub the toilet. Guess who runs out first?
That would suck to be that guy.
It's like, crap, I knew I
man.
forgot something. Okay, let's try and fight this guy with full health and full mana. And no, doesn't work. Doesn't work.
All right, Rob, why did they send 1,000 enemies instead of at once? They're at one at a time.
Well, see, the boss was originally a student at Hogwarts. And the whole idea behind this was that, when Mario was doing like plumbing work and stuff
Like all of them together?
like when Mario was doing, I'm going to try.
This is going to be
When
one
Mario-
big universe for
It's
Rob.
gonna be like Harry Potter shares a universe with the entire gaming, like every game ever. So like when Mario was like doing whatever plumbing jobs he had, he was also like the old wise man, right? Because I mean, he has all this experience, like fighting Bowser and stuff like that. And he would overhear conversations with kids and things like that, and they would talk about like how to win battles against dark wizards. And that was one of the questions, like, why not just conjure like 1,000, things and then just send them towards someone? And Mario was like, aha. But it's a war of attrition. You have to send them one after one after one, because then you wear them down. If you send them all 1,000 soldiers at one time, maybe they have like a big bomb or something like that, and they can blow them all up. So it's like Mario offering pearls of wisdom to this boss when he was a student at Hogwarts.
Okay.
He was also learning Harry Potter magic.
All right. Rob, how can one person in the video game universe manage to fit everything into their satchel, whatever? Using Zelda as an example, how do they fit swords, bombs, an entire orchestra into the pockets of a tunic?
Oh, it's simple. I mean, originally they were all students at Hogwarts. And of course, when you go to Hogwarts, when you're first inducted, you have your list of things that you have to buy. And so you have to go to Diagon Alley and buy them. Well, I mean, we know that they have like sacks that are endless. That actually could fit anything in. So
Right.
they bought them there. Zelda got his there.
Zelda's not the guy, but okay.
Well,
And I
I mean,
know
but-
you know that once you played it.
Yeah, but I mean, like just as an example. I mean, I'm pretty sure Zelda would go to Hogwarts if he was given an owl. I would. What I mean?
Oh my god.
All right, how do they
Just
pick
said
it?
Zelda and then he.
Or Link, rather,
Kinda
yeah.
I cringed a little bit.
Link would go to Hogwarts
Okay, so that.
if that's how you're going to be.
Yes, it is.
Whatever.
So this is.
You
this is
stay
my
quiet back there,
description.
Gary.
Yeah, Gary.
You don't have a camera today.
Okay, what do you got?
Okay, so I'm gonna take this from Benny. Ready?
Yeah.
So they open up their bag, and a portal opens. Okay. They basically just put stuff into the portal, and there's someone on the other side who didn't clean the toilets. So that's the punishment, is he has to be in there like organizing things, and that's also why in like Pokemon there's like different slots for the bag of how you can go, hey look, key item, let me just put my bicycle in there. It's because a portal opened, Benny. Portal opened.
So the guy who didn't clean the toilets has the job of organizing people's shit inside of a giant sack.
Lesson of
That
the story,
sucks.
guys.
That
Clean
guy's-
the toilets.
Clean the toilets. That guy's life sucks.
All right, Dan.
I hate to be that guy.
How does Samus in Metroid
turn
into a ball and not crush her internal organs?
Well, she is You know those people that when you go like down like street malls and they're like collapsing themselves into the boxes of it? I was gonna say a ventriloquist, but I know it's not a ventriloquist because they're the dummy people. I don't know what they're called, but the people who are very limber. Contortionist. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Gary off cam.
Yeah, Gary. Thanks, Gary.
Part of Samus's training was to be a contortionist, and the suit amplifies her contortionism to create a perfect spherical ball that she can drop bombs out of. And that is
My theory is that the bombs are not bombs; they're poop. But whatever.
She's pooping out bombs.
Yeah. All right, Rob.
Wow.
How does Samus turn into a ball?
Oh my God.
Well, originally, Samus was a Hogwarts student. She was a student at Hogwarts. And it was always kind of cool because Samus, I mean, like she learned things like, she had Defense Against the Dark Arts, whatever, and like, astrology, and like potions. All right. But Samus never really liked any of that stuff. It was there. But what really interested Samus was transfiguration.
Okay.
Mostly because she was a lot like Professor McGonagall, like taking no guff.
For the record, when I asked you this question, I knew this one was going to be a Hogwarts answer. This is kind of the easiest one for her to go with.
Yeah. So it was like, Professor McGonagall was a no-nonsense woman, and so was Samus. In fact, Professor McGonagall, if she'd been a bounty hunter, Samus thought about that, and that's why Samus became a bounty hunter, because she's like, McGonagall would have been an awesome bounty hunter. Yeah. But the whole idea is that because she loved transfiguration so much, she like hit a McGonagall one day. It was like, hey, like what lessons can you teach me that are like not in the officially prescribed thing? And of course, McGonagall would normally never do that, But she really liked Samus. So she's like, okay, fine. I'll teach you how to like shrink your organs down. And she's like, why would I need to do that? She's like, I don't know. I mean, maybe you go on to become a bounty hunter and you need to like turn yourself into a ball and like go under hard to reach passages.
Maybe you'll be in
like
space eventually fighting a Metroid.
You know what's going to happen.
Like maybe you'll survive 4,000 years into the future and have to, do this kind of stuff. So, you never know when you might need it. Or maybe you just want to like shrink and not have your heart explode, or something like that. So she taught her how to shrink her organs. Well, thousands of years later, Samus realized that, hey, this is a helpful tool. And so she did that. She has a wand. And she, does the spell and shrinks down her organs, where she shrinks into a ball. You can't really see the wand because, the graphics don't really allow for it.
Right, no, it makes sense.
It's
I
there.
get that, yeah.
Yeah, it's there.
Okay, so I want to see how he's going to spin this next one. Ready?
Okay.
The next question.
I'm excited.
How do Mr. and Mrs. Pac-Man mate?
Oh. Oh, God.
Come on, Rob.
Damn. How do Mr. and Mrs. Pac-Man mate?
Mate.
Well, originally,
Oh, God. This is going to be the best.
Mr. and Mrs. Pac-Man were both students of Hogwarts.
Oh, God.
Now, as we know from, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Voldemort can possess people. He did it with Quirrell.
Okay.
And took over Quill. And that's what they do. They kind of merge into like a singular being. And then they do whatever it is that they do when they're merged into a singular being, and then they, do the thing. they do the damn thing. And then,
All right, Dan.
And then, hold on.
You got it? You got it?
And then they unmerge. But there's a third. There's a little Pac-Man.
A little Pac-Man? Why have we never had a baby Pac-Man?
I don't know. I have no clue how in the hell those two mate. They just lick tongues. I have no idea.
You ready? This is how they mate.
This is your time to shine, man.
This is how they mate. So they're both like this, right? They're both just like, look, I'm Pac-Man. Mm-hmm. Well, he rotates.
So they scissor.
Scissor. That's exactly what I was thinking. They scissor.
And then they become one solid ball. And then they roll around a little bit. And then they poop out a bomb that's a baby Pac-Man, like Samus. They learned it from Samus at Hogwarts. And then they unmerge, go back, and go to their separate games.
I'm just baffled by the fact that you literally just gave us a scenario where Mr. and Mrs. Pac-Man scissor.
It was... The other option was way worse. Let's just say that.
They scissor with their mouths.
Okay, all right. We're gonna go the last one, Dan.
Okay.
You got to take this one. When playing a first-person shooter,
okay,
where are your legs?
Well, you see,
at Hogwarts,
they don't show you, but you actually don't have legs. your legs actually inject themselves back into your body. And all of a sudden you just start emitting air and flames to propel yourself, and that's how you're so smooth when you're walking. And you're like going upstairs and you're like, this is smooth, instead of going, hey, I'm stepping upstairs. Because you don't have legs. And then when you look down, it's like, oh, optical illusion. And that's how it's done.
It's
and
trickery and deception.
And the guy who's teaching you, because obviously whenever you're playing a first-person shooter, there's always the guy that teaches you stuff.
Right.
The guy
He
from Hogwarts.
basically goes around to everyone. He's like, hey, look, this guy, he doesn't have legs. Okay, don't stare. Don't make a big deal out of it. He doesn't have legs. He doesn't know. Okay, he doesn't know, or she doesn't know. I'm not being biased.
Yeah, you know, I mean, a man or a woman cannot have legs. I mean, that's
Exactly,
true.
and so they basically just go around, and it's just this giant conspiracy theory to tell them that they have legs, but they don't. They don't have legs.
All right,
It's
Rob.
sad, actually.
Wow.
Where are the legs in a first-person shooter?
Well, I mean, depending on what first-person shooter game you play, you can see legs.
Right. So,
So-
we're going with the
so
ones
that-
where there's no legs.
Okay, the one where there's no legs. Well, they actually have legs. All right.
Okay.
But originally, the character was a student at Hogwarts. Now, when it was kind of ironic because this character's whole life was just like involved in Hogwarts. And every conceivable way, he saw it all happen. I mean, he was watching Mario go around and do his whole plumbing stuff, give advice to little kids here and there, and Samus hanging out with Professor McGonagall and all that kind of good stuff.
Professor McGonagall.
Yeah, you know, and you know, Mr. and Mrs. Pac-Man merging into a being and creating a little Pac-Man or whatever. But while they were there, their biggest interest was in flying. Because, I mean, they saw kids flying around on broomsticks, but it was like, man, how, like, just ridiculous, you know? Like, how inconvenient to have to carry a broomstick with you everywhere you go.
Right.
And so they were like, well, what if we could just fly without a broomstick? Well, I mean, I remember, you know, well, I don't really remember, but, you know, the guy went to Mario. You know, I remember because I was there, all right? So I was friends with whoever this character was. So we go to see Mario.
Right.
And, you know, we're like, hey, like, you know, in your old Mario wiseness, you know, like, have you heard anything in your travels fixing the sinks and stuff? Because, you know, the house elves won't do it. Have you seen anything to indicate that a person can fly without, like, you know,
Legs.
a broomstick, you know, or legs? And he's like, no, I haven't seen anything to indicate that. Like, go talk to, you know, Samus and McGonagall. So, like, we went to go talk to Samus and McGonagall. And they're like, no, man, you don't know anything about that. So we're like, whatever, man. So, like, Dumbledore will know. So we go talk to Dumbledore, and Dumbledore's like, yeah, man, you can do it. Like, here's how you do it. Like, he just showed us. Maybe he was bored. I don't know. Like, showed us how to do it. So that's literally what we do. Like, we have a wand. You can't really see it because you have, like, it's under the gun. Like,
Right. Yeah, it's under the gun.
Like, you're holding the gun, and, like, the wand's under there just to make sure,
It
like,
makes
you don't lose
sense,
it.
right.
Yeah. So it's, you know, it's there, you know. But we use the wand. And, like, we're literally just, like, floating along, you know, gliding. Like the same thing, you know, you had. You're just gliding along, you know. That's how we move so smoothly. You know. We're flying, basically.
All right, guys, let me know in the comments
the
down
power
below
of
who had the better answers. Rob's giant Hogwarts answer.
Everything's connected through Hogwarts, man. Hogwarts, it all goes through Hogwarts. Everybody was a student of Hogwarts. Now, my biggest question is, how come they got owls and I didn't?
You can get a pet owl.
No, I want an owl that tells me that I've been accepted to Hogwarts.
You can get a pet owl and then give it a note and just let it hold the note for you.
No, it's not the same.
It is the same.
No.
Yeah.
Because it didn't come from Hogwarts.
How do you know? How do you know that the owl didn't get picked up midway and brought to, like...
Well,
Well, because that's a crappy owl then.
to be fair, you're from Kentucky, and so the Colonel saw this owl.
Oh!
And unfortunately for you, that's where the...
We should do fried
Wow.
chicken for lunch.
No, man. I don't know about that. I mean, I could.
We'd hate life afterwards.
Dude, I would. Dude, I would. Oh, dude, man, KFC? Dude.
No, we'll send Mark to go get Popeyes. Let me know in the comments down
dude,
below of our
okay,
video.
we're going to do Popeyes.
Let me know in the comments down below
dude.
if Mark should go get his Popeyes and who had the better answers for today's questions.
Popeyes biscuits, man. Dude, you cannot mess with those biscuits, man. Dude, those biscuits are on point.
Only
You ever had
downside is-
Popeyes biscuits, Gary?
It's gluten.
Oh, no, yeah, you can't do it because they're gluten. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. Well,
Gary says that we're being cruel.
You are missing out on some of, like, the best biscuits ever.
All right, Rob, can I close the episode? Can I close the episode?
I'm talking about Popeyes biscuits, man.
Right, Rob. And if they want to talk to you about Popeyes biscuits, then they should follow you on Twitter at Comics Explained.
That is true. I can't see the chat, but I'm pretty
you like
sure
that
if I
segue?
could.
You like that segue?
I'm pretty sure if I could see the chat,
and
it
they
would
can
be
talk
like,
to Dan about
Popeyes
KFC
biscuits.
over at Dan T Editor. Or in the comments down below, they can let me know if Mark should go get his Popeyes.
Are they talking about Popeyes?
No, they are talking about Popeyes.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Popeyes biscuits.
All right, guys, thank you
Popeyes
so much.
biscuits.
If you're watching this on Twitch, stick around. We'll be
biscuits.
recording another episode in a minute. We'll be answering some questions for the next 5 to 10 minutes. And if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe. We bring you these episodes every Monday and Friday. And soon we're going to be doing more stuff here. We're working it all out. Schedules are wonky. It's
Man, I'm about to get
difficult.
up and just go get some Popeyes biscuits right now.
Oh my God. We'll see you next time. Wrap it up.